It's literally a war of words that the French-Canadian province of Quebec has been waging against the rest of Canada so it can become a French enclave in an Anglo-North America. The weapon of choice is a law called the Charter of the French Language, a thicket of linguistic rules and regulations that require French in the workplace, on public signs, French virtually everywhere. It's led to a mass exodus of English speakers, mostly from Montreal, once the crown jewel of the English minority. Despite the laws, English continues to sneak out of the closet. It's provoked a government crackdown. The language police have been placed on full alert. It makes for some distinctly Canadian moments. The not very mean streets of Montreal, walking his beat looking not for parking violations or for pets fouling the footpath, is Fernand Bernier. What he looks for and photographs are signs that offend his French sensibilities. English signs. He is one of 15 language cops on the force. It was Bernier who cracked the case of the belligerent bead lady.
I had a gentleman come in here with his camera and a piece of paper saying, there has been a complaint against you and I'm here to take photographs. Language police.
The lady herself, Ruth Shine.
Enchanté, alors.
Owner of the Bead Emporium, a Montreal craft shop busted by Monsieur Bernier after a snitch turned her in. And what did he find?
All kinds of nice little handwritten signs explaining classes. Some were in English, a few were in French.
And there were others, including ones that read,
please do not lean on the counter.
And even more outrageous,
please don't unplug the air conditioner.
They were cited for violations of the Charter by our intrepid Fernand Bernier.
The sign is only in English.
Inspector Clouseau, terminator of English terms.
English must be like that and French like that. In French, twice bigger than English.
His patrol is all about ensuring that what English does appear is half the size of the French. And if there is no French at all, voila, a dossier.
This is outdoor. Repair all kinds of shoes, just in English.
The penalties, up to $7,000 in fines if the perpetrators do not mend their ways.
Bonjour.
Fernand's boss of bosses is Louise Baudouin, Minister of Culture and Communications.
There has to be a common language in a country, and so it's French or English. Well, I think that when you're 82% of the population, the majority wants it to be French.
Language police, doesn't it reduce this to a kind of comic opera?
It's not a police, you know perfectly well. Civil servants. Civil servants, a bunch of civil servants.
These laws, which seem to be, or many believe to be, a determination to diminish another language.
No. If you look
to exclude another
no,
language.
No, it doesn't prohibit other languages. We want to see French also. The problem is unilingual English. You know, for example, on signs, what we say, and the Supreme Court of Canada said it was reasonable to say so, that French be predominant, but it doesn't prohibit English on signs.
Well, not exactly true. Stop signs have been replaced by arrête. English signs have been removed from hospitals, replaced by French or pictograms. And what really sticks in the craw of the English-speaking business community is a meddlesome bureaucracy forcing any enterprise employing more than 50 people to conduct all of its official business in French.
It's a kind of genteel ethnic cleansing because about 250,000 English-speaking people have left in the last 15 years.
Montreal novelist Mordecai Richler has ridiculed the laws and Madame Baudouin and what he calls her tongue troopers. Are they still, in effect, fighting a 250-year-old war?
To some extent, because, you know, on the license plates everywhere it says, Je me souviens, I remember. And I think what you're supposed, no one's quite sure what they're supposed to remember, but I think it's the battle on the plains of Abraham.
This sensitivity, this determination to maintain a French culture in North America was born of defeat. Here in 1759, on the Plains of Abraham, on the heights of Quebec City, the British under General Wolfe defeated the French army under General Montcalm. It established once and for all a British North America, or at the very least, an English-speaking North America. And that was that. Except, of course, it wasn't. One war ended, another had just begun.
Okay, no bullets, no guns. But it's laws, it's restrictions, it's language cops, it's harassment.
English professor Keith Henderson
What's he got?
is fighting a rearguard action against what he sees as a grand design.
It's driving people out, because North America is a mobile society. People say, I don't need this anymore. I mean, come on, I've got a life to lead, a business to run. What do I need to fight with language cops for? And they leave.
The prize in this war of words is the city of Montreal, second largest in Canada, one of the most sophisticated on the continent, a multi-ethnic metropolis, a simmering, spicy stew. The majority is French-speaking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But the city is home to the largest English-speaking population in Quebec.
There you go. Thank you very much.
And they're getting fed up, abandoning Montreal to Madame Baudouin and her dream of an English-free society. She's become the arch-villain of the English airwaves.
We allow this goose stepper, Louise Baudouin, to turn around and make our lives an absolute misery, an absolute hell. Our people want to get the hell out of Quebec.
And in the newspapers, a sadistic disciplinarian, a scolding schoolmistress with a weekly list of new targets. For example, immigrants, and especially the children of immigrants. No matter where they come from, they must attend French schools.
We have to be vigilant. For example, for newcomers to send, there's no choice. There won't be no choice, no free choice for newcomers because we want them to integrate to the French majority.
It's an old romantic nationalist agenda where a people governs itself and passes laws to encourage, in an ethnocentric way, your own people and their development. But the problem with the 20th century is that peoples are mixed. It's an open world. We come, we go. And this is especially true in North America.